What is going on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch? This is another episode of 717 Sports Chat Live with your host, Marcus J. How's everybody doing today in the 717 and abroad? It's another beautiful day out there today. I will not lie. I did fear that it was going to rain today, which would kind of suck because it would kind of make me kind of not want to do the show because sometimes, when it rains, the connections be acting stupid, etc. Things can be a little touchy and laggy, whatnot. But it turned out to be a very, very nice day, a very beautiful day. Hell, I wish we could get days like this in Pennsylvania for summer every single day. Scrap the humidity bullshit, and let's just keep weather like this. If I'm not mistaken, it's probably like 80-something degrees, low 80s. Out there is very, very beautiful day, man. How's everybody doing today? How's your day going? Did you guys do anything eventful, anything special during the day on this beautiful day? If you had the day off from work, let me know what you got, how you guys are doing today. I ain't even gonna lie, I've had a good day. Just been chilling, putting everything together. I was able to work on building up the website. I was able to put some things on there, some pictures, some of my videos and stuff, basically building up the website, trying to get it to look decent enough so people can come in there and, send me emails through that, etc. So building it up, I will be showcasing the website here by the end of the week, probably by tomorrow. That's probably when I'll have information for the website up, as well as my information for Twitter and Instagram as well, because I will be making a new Instagram account under the 717 banner. But if you're a subscriber to the show, hit the comment section. You already know what the deal is. It's nothing but sports talk. You know what I mean? If you're not a subscriber to the show, get over here, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button as well. The support is greatly, greatly appreciated. So just to skim through what we will be talking about today, ladies and gentlemen. We have a number of topics, including, of course, everybody knows all week it's been NBA free agency frenzy. A lot of deals, a lot of signing trades going on, a lot of signings, a lot of shock signings. If you watched any of my videos before, like I said, the Chicago Bulls, if you ask me, are the real winners of free agency by landing both DeMar DeRozan and Lonzo Ball. Nobody expected that to happen. But we'll be covering more NBA free agency news. We'll be also covering some NFL news as is my coach, the Raiders coach, John Chucky Gruden, on the hot seat this season. We are going to touch on that, as well as Aaron Rodgers' relationship with GM Brian Gutekunst. And this is a quote from Rodgers saying it is a work in progress, those two's relationship. So we'll be touching on that, as well as other NFL news. Retired former Charger and Colt quarterback Phillip Rivers is not sold on retirement. Could a return to Indianapolis be in the cards? We're going to touch on that as well. Giants offensive lineman Joe Looney, at the tender age of 30 years old, has decided to hang up his cleats. We're going to touch on that story as well as other Giants player, new addition wide receiver Kenny Golladay is once again on the injured list. We're going to touch on that. As well as Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive coordinator Todd Bowles gets a 3-year extension, keeping him the highest paid defensive coordinator in the league. We are going to talk a little bit about that. Also, Kwon Alexander, the former 49er and Saint, obviously just re-signed with the Saints, gets his birthday gift, gets signed by the Saints on a 1-year veterans minimum deal. We'll talk about that and the impact he could have on the Saints defense this year. As well as Kirk Cousins returns to practice on Thursday from the COVID-19 list. And then we have some MMA news we're going to talk about. The announcement of former middleweight champion, former UFC middleweight and Strikeforce middleweight champion Luke Rockhold going against Sean Strickland, who just beat Uriah Hall this past weekend. So now that fight is in the works for UFC 268, as well as former champion Rafael dos Anjos is set to face Islam Makhachev at UFC 267. It's another good fight. Cody Garbrandt, former bantamweight champion, has decided to take his talents down in the flyweight division and test himself against top flyweight contender Kai Kara France. We're going to talk about that fight. And the last topic for the day will be the first ever UFC women's flyweight champion, Nico Montano, has been cut from the UFC banner. We're going to touch on those subjects. But hit that like button, hit the subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's the 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. And, man, it's just a beautiful day out. I mean, and I'll be honest with you guys, obviously, as you can see, I've been a lot more consistent. That's because I made the executive decision to make this my full-time job. I do still work work a part-time job on the weekend at my previous full-time job, a restaurant here in York, PA called The Cove. Shout out to my Cove crew. You know what I mean? But I made an executive decision to start doing this full-time because this is where my heart is. I love talking about sports and, all the drama that comes with sports. I love everything about this. So this is what I want to do. And hopefully, with you guys, the viewers' help, we can turn this into something special. But I've definitely been a lot more consistent because with consistency comes more time. And unfortunately, I was able to work out that deal to move to part-time to where I was still able to afford, obviously bills, et cetera, and do this on more of a full-time basis and still be able to survive out here in this world without killing, without hurting myself too much financially. But once again, this is 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. We are about to delve into these topics here in a brief second. Oh, man. Man, it's a beautiful day outside. I gotta find a way to where I can hook everything up outside and we can go live from outside on one of these beautiful days. I gotta figure that out. Might have to do it from my phone. All right. Now we're going to delve in here to these topics. First topic we're going to delve into is obviously NBA free agency. It's been a crazy week in free agency, and it just keeps getting crazier. As you see in the caption, we're going to talk about the first part of the caption. Former OKC Thunder, former Indiana Pacer, former Miami Heat, former Houston Rocket, Victor Oladipo has now returned to the newly stacked Miami Heat on a 1-year veterans, if I'm not mistaken, a veterans contract. I didn't get to see the details of the contract. I was just reading it was a 1-year deal. I assume it was somewhat of a veterans contract because then he can, if he plays well this year, he can obviously set himself up for bigger money next year if he wants to leave the Heat. But as you see, Victor Oladipo, former Houston Rocket, former Thunder, former Heat, former Pacer, now rejoins the Miami Heat on a 1-year deal. And, man, let me tell you something. This team is going to be very dangerous in the East. Now they have acquired Kyle Lowry to be their main point, to be run point. You got Jimmy Butler. You already know what Jimmy Buckets can do. And you got Bam Adebayo. You got 3 legitimate All-Stars. And Oladipo in his own right is a former All-Star himself. Unfortunately, injuries have plagued Oladipo over the past couple seasons to where he's been on limited time. And then obviously when he got to Miami last year, he only played for a certain amount of games, and then he got traded to Houston to where, he played for a little bit, showed himself out, but also injuries, the injuries just kept piling up for him, so he was forced to stay out the rest of the year. But I really like this move for Miami. They add a guy who can do just a little bit of everything. He can shoot. He can penetrate. He can put you up 15, 20-plus points a game. And now if you're the Heat, you got 4 legitimate guys who can go out there and get you almost 20 points a game. And Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Victor Oladipo, and Kyle Lowry. I really, really like this move for the Heat. This team is going to be very, very dangerous when this next season starts. Between them and the Bulls, those are going to be my 2 leapfrog teams that ascend and get better. And, obviously make it into the playoffs. And those are my 2 threats to challenge the top teams in the East right now. It's Miami and Chicago, given what Chicago has done. But I really like this move by the Heat. Like I said, you add another scoring option. You add a guy who can create his own shot, and he can play defense as well. Victor Oladipo is a pretty good defensive player. And as we know, Miami's pedigree is defense. So they did a really good job with the signing of Oladipo and Lowry, of course, because both of these guys, like I said, can go get you 15, 20 points a game while also playing pretty stellar defense and keeping the other team at bay from scoring too much and running up the scoreboard. So for Miami, I really, really like this deal. They are going to be a team to be reckoned with next year. Mark my words. Moving on to the next caption, to the next part of this caption. The Lakers. Now, everybody has been getting on the Los Angeles Lakers for all the veteran talent that they signed in Kent Bazemore, Dwight Howard, Trevor Ariza, etc., Wayne Ellington. All those guys are above the age of 30, not to mention Russell Westbrook, who they traded for, is also 32 years old. So if I'm not mistaken, the Lakers will probably enter this season the oldest team in the league. But they did a good job by adding two very good quality guards in Kendrick Nunn, two young quality guards in Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk. Why I like both these moves for the Lakers is because both these guys are, one, young. That's the biggest thing right now, especially being that all the veteran talent, and you can't forget about Carmelo Anthony as well as the Lakers signed. But with all the veteran talent that they signed that's over the age of 30, they needed youth. They needed a lot. They needed a good bit of youth, at least a good 2 or 3 new players that had some youth on their side to inject some energy into this team. And to me, they picked up arguably the two best younger guard options at a cheaper price, because both of these guys have pretty good upside to where I wouldn't mind putting these guys on a lower tier team and letting them start. Both of these guys, in my opinion, can start. You've seen what Malik Monk can do when he was healthy and coming off the bench for Charlotte. He can produce. He's a guy who can come off the bench and give you 10, 15 points off the bench, and he can shoot the three, as well as Kendrick Nunn. He's another guy who can shoot the three, but he can also create his own shot and as well as facilitate. So for the Lakers, I really like these two moves, adding these two young guards to a packed, veteran-led team with guys over the age of 30 plus. This was two big moves by the Lakers. This is two of the most underrated moves in free agency, if you ask me, by the Lakers, signing both Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn. Because as I said, both of these guys have good upside. They can both come off the bench and get you 10 plus points off the bench. The thing about Nunn is he can facilitate a little bit better than Monk. He can create his own shot as well and penetrate. Monk is more of a shooter. He's more of a spot-up guy. But I like this move a lot for the Lakers because everybody knows this. All those guys they signed in terms of Trevor Ariza, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Wayne Ellington, Kent Bazemore. All those guys are over the age of 30. So the Lakers definitely needed some youth because they were starting to look like the retirement squad out there with all these signings. So all in all, I really like these two moves. To me, these are probably the two most underrated signings of all of free agency, given the youth and the upside that these two players and Malik Monk and Kendrick Nunn possess. I really like those moves by the Lakers. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about these moves by the Heat and the Lakers. Do you guys think it's a good move for both teams by the Heat signing Oladipo on a 1-year vet minimum to bolster that lineup and to give them more scoring? And do you like the Lakers adding some young quality guards in Nunn and Monk, which obviously they needed some youth? But like I said, the upside of these two young men can go on a lower tier team and start. They can. So I really, really, really like these moves by the Lakers. They needed some youth, but they needed not just youth, but youth with upside. And they got that in both of these signings. But I want to know what you guys think. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Victor Oladipo rejoining the Heat is a good move? Do you think him rejoining the Heat is the bad move? Do you think it will pay off for the Heat? Do you think it won't pay off for the Heat? Hit the comment section. I want you to let me know what you guys think about Victor Oladipo rejoining the Heat on a one-year deal, as well as the Lakers adding young quality talent in guards Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk. Do you like the signings by the Lakers, these two signings by the Lakers? Do you not like it? Do you think it will help them pay off in their journey to become NBA champions once again, now with Russell Westbrook being there to team up with LeBron and AD? Or do you think all of these signings, especially with the sign and trade of Russell Westbrook, will backfire and hurt the Lakers in the long run? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. As well as, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is 717 Sports Chat Live, and I am your host, Marcus J. And as I said, from Monday through Thursdays, we are going to be doing this 5:30 to 7:30 every 4 days out the week, covering some of the biggest news in sports between basketball, MMA, boxing, football, etc. Eventually, I am looking to add more content in terms of college football, baseball. I won't touch baseball until next season starts. I don't think it's fair for me to kind of start picking up on baseball content in the middle of the season when I haven't been keeping up on it, just to be fair. But hit that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about these moves. And don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. The support is greatly appreciated. As well as, if you choose to, this is optional. If you want to donate to the channel, hashtag MJW62089 is the link right there, as you see on the caption. The support is greatly appreciated. Donations will go towards equipment such as the GoPro Hero 9. Equipment like that. Better artwork in the background, better features, everything to increase the quality of the show. That's what donations will go towards. So if you want to donate to the channel, once again, it's optional. You do not have to donate. I understand times are hard. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. Money is a struggle. I understand that. That's why it's just a donation. You know what I mean? But if you want to donate to the channel, hashtag MJW62089. You can also find that link in my YouTube channel on the far right corner of my background photo. But once again, donations are completely optional. They are not enforced upon you as the viewer or as a fan of the show by any means possible. If you want to donate, it is completely on your own record. Any support is greatly appreciated, whether it's a like, subscribe, both, donation, or all three, etc. So if you want to make a donation to the show, there goes the link, hashtag MJW62089. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and as well as hit that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about these moves by the Heat and the Lakers. Do you like the moves that they made? Do you not like the moves that they made? Do you think it will benefit them next season when the season starts? Hit the comment section. I want to know you guys' opinion. And we are going to move on to NFL news. Now, before I hit on the NFL news, right now we only got one person watching the show. Whoever you are, I greatly appreciate your support. Hit that comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the previous topic. Victor Oladipo joining the Miami Heat on a one-year deal. Do you think it helps the Miami Heat? Do you think they'll be even more dangerous than they was a couple days ago by just adding Kyle Lowry and re-signing Duncan Robinson? Or do you think this will backfire for them? As well as, hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think about the Lakers signing young guards Kendrick Nunn and Malik Monk in free agency. But as I said, we're going to move on to NFL news right now. And this one is a personal one for me. Anybody who knows me knows I am a diehard Las Vegas, formerly Oakland Raiders fan. And ever since John Gruden came back into the league, I personally think he's been on the hot seat since he's got back in the league. And here's why. for the simple fact is Chuck came off of he retired from coaching after coaching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and getting fired in 2008. He retired from coaching. Everybody knows the story. He came back unretired, left the ESPN booth to come back and coach the Raiders. Now, in the 3 years that he's been back, John Gruden's record is 19-29. 19 wins, 29 losses. Now, with that being said, as a Las Vegas Raiders fan, do I believe if we do not make the playoffs this year, John Gruden's job is on the line? Yeah, I do. And one could say, well, how can you say that? You guys signed him to a 10-year, $100 million deal. Well, the reason why I can say that is because we've made every move possible, especially this offseason, to tweak every problem that we have had since he's returned. And that has been mostly on the defensive end of the football. We got a new defense coordinator in Gus Bradley, who is a top tier, one of the best defensive coordinators in the game. This is the same guy who built the Legion of Boom and won a Super Bowl with Richard Sherman, Brandon Browner, etc., Cam Chancellor, etc., etc. So with that being said, if my Las Vegas Raiders do not make the playoffs this year, I do think John Gruden's job is on the line because you have no more excuses. And the reason why I say this now, he's proved he can still coach offense. Everybody knows this. John Gruden is an offensive coach. That's his bread and butter. He likes to call himself the play calling head coach. He's the one who calls the plays for the Raiders. Now, we have seen improvement each year from the offense under John Gruden. But we have also seen in pivotal moments some questionable play calling, especially in the red zone and especially when it comes to audibles. If you're a Raider fan, you know this. Almost all of our audibles are audibles to run plays. That has to change. That has to change. We can't be that damn predictable. We can't. And to me, that's the Achilles heel of John Gruden. We're not even worried about defense right now because John Gruden's bread and butter is offense. Now, each year, not only has Derek Carr improved, but the offense has improved. But as I just said, in clutch situations, in clutch moments, there's been some questionable calls by Chuck. Certain plays that shouldn't have been called. You know what I mean? And now, much to his credit, last year, we still put up almost 30 points a game with a rookie wide receiving group. That is impressive. That is impressive. But a lot of points doesn't accumulate to wins. And this is why also the defense is also the fault to blame because we've had terrible defenses even since before John came back. But now, this year, there's no more excuses. No more. Paul Gunther's gone, one of the worst defense coordinators ever. He's gone. You replaced him with a far better replacement. You tweaked up the defensive line. You got one of the best pass rushers in Yannick Ngakoue on your squad now. You picked up an all-pro cornerback in Casey Hayward who still has a lot of juice, even though he's a veteran. There are no more excuses. We have to win this year. No more excuses. I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, it's the defense's fault. It's Derek Carr's fault. No more. Yes, John Gruden's job is on the hot seat this season. I even hate to say that because I am a staunch John Gruden supporter. But I am not biased, and I will call out the bullshit when I see it. Yes, John Gruden is on the hot seat this year. If the Las Vegas Raiders, my Las Vegas Raiders, do not make the postseason this year, I would not be surprised if Mark Davis just says, you know what? We tried for 5 years, half the contract. We start off good in the beginning of the year, and then in the second half of the year, we sputter and miss the playoffs. It's unacceptable. I'm giving you $10 million a year. And as we know with the move to Vegas, how much longer do you expect the fan base in Vegas, who's a brand new fan base? And we still will always have the California fan base. That will never change. But in terms of the Las Vegas fan base, In order for them to believe in the Raiders brand, we have to win. Which means we can't sit there and go 6-3 the first 9 games of the season and then finish 8-9. And why I say 8-9 is because obviously, as everybody knows, every football fan knows, we have an extra game this year. It went from 16 games to 17 games. Be that as it may, whether it's 16 games or 17 games, the Raiders cannot choke in the second half of the year again. They cannot choke again, period. If they do, we might be looking at another coaching change. We might be looking at a complete overhaul. But yes, John Gruden's job is is on the hot seat this year. Make no mistake. We want success. And so far, we haven't gotten that. Now, I don't dump the whole blame on John because, like I said, there is facts. The offense that he's run has improved. Our defense has failed us. But now, especially if this defense gets better from, we are like a lower end 20 ranked defense, like a 25th, 26th ranked defense, and we can even crack the top 15. If we can at least crack the top 15 in terms of total defense, but we still can't make the playoffs, no more excuses. That's a coaching problem. It's not a personnel problem, it's a coaching problem. So yes, is John Gruden, my coach's job, on the hot seat? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I hate to even say that. I really do, because I love me some John Gruden. I love the tenacity he brings. I love that grit, that Chucky. That's why they call him Chucky, because he's on that sideline barking. But all right, bark, you got to start biting. We as a team got to start biting. I'm tired of hearing, oh, the Raiders this year are going to take that next step. I'm tired of saying the Raiders are going to take that next step, all to be disappointed. So yes, with a 19-29 record since he's been back as our head coach, with the fact that we got one of the best defensive minds in football now running our defense, with the fact that we've added quality pieces to the defense, as well as quality pieces to the offense. Keep in mind, we did sign John Smoke Brown to replace Nelson Aguilar. That's a perfect fit to replace Aguilar. Not to mention, we picked up Kenyon Drake, who's a fantastic dual threat running back. We have weapons on both sides of the ball. We have talent. Now it's all up to the coaching to make this talent work. So yes, is my coach's job on the hot seat? Yes. But I want to know what you guys think. Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think about my coach, Las Vegas Raiders coach, John Chucky Gruden. Do you believe if the Raiders do not make the playoffs this year, he will be fired? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Because me personally, I do believe a move will be made if we don't win this year. We have to get into the playoffs. We have to. No more excuses. But I want to know your opinion. Even if you're not a Raiders fan, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about John Gruden. Do you think that if we do not make the playoffs this year, he will lose his job? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. All right, before we move on to our next topic, we are going to take a short break. All right, and we are back. We are going to move on to our next topic of today's show. I was on ESPN earlier, scrounging for news as I always am, and interesting topics, interesting quotes, etc. And Aaron Rodgers, who has just re-signed, well, basically restructured his deal with the Green Bay Packers, as everybody knows, was being interviewed at training camp. And he was asked a question about his relationship with GM Brian Gutekunst. So everybody who's been following the Aaron Rodgers saga all offseason has known that the main reason why Rodgers was doing what he was doing in terms of holding out on the Packers is because he has had a tumultuous relationship with Packers general manager Brian Gutekunst. So it's just safe to say these two just don't see eye to eye. And the quote from Aaron was, "Our relationship is a work in progress." Well, that tells you everything they need to know. They obviously need to work on their communication with each other. They obviously, especially from Gutekunst's end being a GM, Aaron Rodgers, as I said in my previous show, in one of my previous shows, he's the face of your franchise. Whatever moves that need to be made, you should include him in it. He's not only your quarterback, he is the face of your franchise. And when you have the face of the franchise holding out, all because you are making certain moves that honestly aren't fitting the team and you're not even coming to him about it, that can cause some friction. And that's exactly what happened. So I like the quote from Rodgers. It shows a willingness that he's willing to work on their relationship. See, because Aaron Rodgers has obviously been getting a lot of heat from Green Bay fans and NFL fans abroad. Oh, he's being a diva. He's being ridiculous. He's being this, and that. Look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. The guy's the face of the franchise. He's the reason why you guys put your asses in the seats in Green Bay. Because in all honesty, if Green Bay wasn't any good, half them seats wouldn't be filled. And that's just honesty. So with that being said, I like this quote. It shows a willingness that Aaron's willing to mend defenses and work with Gutekunst. And it's going to be a work in progress. They're not going to see eye to eye on everything. They might not agree on anything. But this shows me that they're willing to come to some type of common ground. And if I'm a Green Bay fan, I'm actually ecstatic about this because Aaron could have just straight up been like, no, I want him out of here. I don't think he's good for the team. But he's willing to be a professional and say, you know what? I realize we have some issues. This is going to be a work in progress. I need to work on this. You need to work on this. Let's make it happen. So I like the quote from Rodgers. You know what I mean? I do. I think they can. I think in all honesty, their relationship extends on if Green Bay wins the Super Bowl this upcoming year. That's what I think. And that's what I'm going to go on. Is we'll see how these two get along at the end of the NFL season if Green Bay's hoisting that Lombardi trophy. Because I have a feeling if they're not hoisting that Lombardi trophy, Rodgers is going to blame Gutekunst for whatever reason the Packers didn't win, etc., etc. Gutekunst will be the fall guy. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the quote from Aaron Rodgers. Do you think he's going to show a real willingness to work on his relationship with Brian Gutekunst, or do you think he's just blowing smoke up people's ass and he's just saying, obviously, the right thing? He's just saying what needs to be said. Hit the comment section. I want to know your opinions on this topic, on the quote from Aaron Rodgers. How do you see this relationship playing out? Do you see him and Gutekunst actually working towards a solid foundation and a solid relationship in terms of player-GM relationship? Or do you see that this relationship is already too far down the toilet and there's no saving it? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Moving on, and this is one of my personal favorite topics of today. Former Los Angeles Charger quarterback and Indianapolis Colt cornerback Phillip Rivers. I was reading an article. Phillip Rivers said he is not sold. He is not 100% sold on staying retired, which could be very interesting. You see the caption. Phillip Rivers not sold on retirement. Could a return to Indianapolis be in the cards? Now, the reason why I put that as the caption is because obviously Phillip Rivers himself has just came out and said, I still kind of want to play football. I'm not 100% sold into this whole retirement gig. And we all know, obviously, Colts who traded for Carson Wentz just lost Carson Wentz for 5 to 12 weeks. And with the fact that Rivers saying, hey, I still got that itch to play, if I'm the Colts, I'd call him. Why? This is the reason why. This is why I would make the call to Phillip Rivers before I'd make the call to Nick Foles. I'm going to give you my reasoning. One, making the call for Nick Foles, in my opinion, will cause drama with Wentz. That's just my personal opinion. Being that that's the guy who won the Super Bowl when Wentz went down in Philly. And there was a lot of talk from Philly fans saying that Wentz should have never been given the starting job back and Foles should have kept it. So I think there will be some friction if Nick Foles ends up getting traded to the Colts. Now, why I think adding Phillip Rivers back and re-signing Phillip Rivers and giving him a call and saying, hey, still want to play some ball? Is for two reasons. Why? One, why? Because Phillip Rivers knows that offense. He just came out of it. He just played in it last season. He knows how to run that offense. Now, is Phillip Rivers the quarterback he once was before? No. And we saw that pretty evident last year. But is he still capable? Absolutely. Is he still capable of allowing the Colts to bully teams with that terrific offensive line and that terrific running game and manage the game and make the right decisions? I mean, granted, does Phillip Rivers still throw a lot of interceptions? Yes. But he knows that offense. He knows that system. The familiarity is there. And you probably won't have to pay him too much. And for reason number two is this now gives Phillip another opportunity to possibly make a run at possibly winning the Super Bowl. It goes hand in hand for both teams. It really does. So in my opinion, I think that Phillip Rivers should come back and play one more season for the Colts. Being that Carson Wentz won't be back for another 3 months. Who's to say Carson Wentz comes back this year at all? There could be setbacks in the rehab. Things like that always happen. So if I'm the Colts, I'm calling Phillip Rivers before I call Nick Foles. He still wants to play. He knows this offense. He knows the players. He's familiar with it. Give him a ring. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think that Phillip Rivers should come out of retirement and play one more season for the Indianapolis Colts if they give him a call? Or do you think that Rivers is shot, shouldn't play football no more, and should stay retired? I want to know your opinion. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Phillip Rivers not being sold on retirement. And do you think if he does come out of retirement, he'll go back to the Colts? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. I think it's a win-win for both parties. I think it is. You get a guy who's familiar with the offense. He just came out of that offense. You know what I mean? He's a veteran. He's still capable. And you avoid the locker room friction with your newly signed big deal quarterback in Carson Wentz with having to bring Nick Foles over. Because I said it yesterday on the show, or a couple days ago on the show, I feel like the Colts bringing in Nick Foles could spell disaster for them, especially if Nick Foles were to play well. Especially if Nick Foles were to play well. That could spell a lot of quarterback controversy that they don't need. So, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you guys think Phillip Rivers should stay retired? Or do you think he has enough left in the tank to where you want to see him play another year? And if he does come out of retirement, would you like to see him return to Indianapolis? And do you think he's going to return to Indianapolis? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. All right, moving on to the next topic in NFL news. The New York Giants newly signed offensive lineman from the Dallas Cowboys, Joe Looney, has decided to retire at the age of 30. I was reading an article about why he decided to retire, and much like a lot of these guys who are starting to retire at a younger age, his body just can't take the pounding anymore. The training, trying to keep in shape, keeping up, with these younger guys coming to the league, getting better. People do not understand how much toll an offensive lineman's body can take. You're asking, even though these guys are bigger than themselves, you're asking 300-pound men to consistently move around other 250-pound and 300-pound men. So it doesn't surprise me that we're starting to see a lot more of these offensive linemen retire younger. It doesn't at all. The wear and tear between the offensive lineman position and the running back position, it's not like it used to be. Longevity isn't there anymore for those positions. So kudos to Joe Looney for making the best decision possible for his career and for his health. Most importantly, for his health. The man feels like he can't compete at the level he once did. Why put your body at the risk and taking more punishment? I understand that. So shout out to Joe Looney. Hope you enjoy retirement, man. You deserved it. You've been a stellar player throughout your career. Enjoy retirement and live life, man. Now, in the other caption, another new Giants signee in wide receiver Kenny Golladay. Much publicized free agent signing, Kenny Golladay, has wound up injured. Now, I did read a quote from Joe Judge that he's optimistic the injury isn't that serious. But I wanted to touch on this. Excuse me. I wanted to touch on this because when the Giants made this move to sign Kenny Golladay, I said this is a mistake. And the reason why is because, yes, this kid is talented. Yes, he's got upside. But the exact reason you see in the caption is why I am glad my Raiders stayed away from him, and I tried to implore Giants fans to not want him as much as they did because he's injury prone. In his seasons with Detroit, he never played a full season, if I'm not mistaken. And if he did, it was like one full season in his 3-4 years in the league. He is an injury-riddled player. And the Giants just gave him pretty good money to come over there. Me personally, I think that was a dumb move. This guy has a terrible injury history, and now he's back on the injured list. Doesn't matter if the injury is minor. It's the fact that he keeps getting hurt. How can you continue to pay a guy top dollar if he's not going to be on the field? Why would you give a guy the money you gave him knowing that he's hardly on the field? I didn't understand this move by the Giants, and I think they're going to start to regret it because I do not think this kid can just stay healthy. He hasn't shown me that he can stay healthy. Has he shown me flashes of brilliance? Absolutely. He's very talented. He has the potential to be a top receiver in this league. But can he stay on the field is the question. And by the looks of it, already in New York, it's looking like it's going to be a no. It's looking like it could be the same thing in Detroit. But hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully this is just a little nick. And hopefully Kenny Golladay can figure out his health situation when it comes to getting banged up. And hopefully his body doesn't fail him so he can maximize his full potential. Because the kid is talented. He's really good. Just can't stay healthy. And as we all know, you need if you have high hopes in a player, especially if you gave him big money, your hope is that he's going to be on the field consistently, almost every game. That's what you're paying him for, not to play 10 games in the season. So that's my take on the Kenny Golladay situation. Hopefully he heals up fast, and hopefully he won't get too banged up or don't get banged up at all through the season, because I really would like to see how he fares in New York and how that New York team will fare with this newly tooled offense that they have. They're an interesting team to look out for this year, especially on the offensive side of football. Their defense is set. The offensive side of football for the Giants is going to be something to watch, something to keep an eye on, especially if the guys like Kenny Golladay can stay healthy. They could be dangerous. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about New York Giants offensive tackle Joe Looney deciding to retire at the age of 30. Do you guys think he made the right decision? Do you guys think he should have pondered it more, maybe stayed? Or do you guys think that he made the right decision to not beat up his body any more than it already is and retire while he's still in good spirits and in good health? Hit the comment section. I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about Joe Looney retiring, as well as what do you guys think about Kenny Galladay's injury? Do you think it is serious? Do you think it could lead into something serious that could linger throughout the season? Or do you think essentially he will be okay and he'll figure out these injury problems and play a healthy full season? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's the 717 Sports Chat Live, and I am your host, Marcus J., covering basketball, MMA, boxing, football. Those are my bread and butter, people. I love those exact sports. Now, like I said a few moments ago, I am looking to eventually incorporate college football into my stream as well as baseball, but I won't be touching baseball until the beginning of next year. Until the beginning of next season, it's only fair. I'm not that type of guy that's going to come in the middle of a season when I haven't watched the sport in a while and act like I know what I'm talking about when I don't. You know what I mean? That's the worst thing I could possibly do is mislead my viewers. So, you know what I mean? But this is 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Share my videos. Share the channel. You know what I mean? If you have friends, family, etc., that love sports, that love talking about sports, that could talk about sports all day long, put them onto this channel. Tell them hit the comment section. I want to know their opinions. Tell them to be a part of the 717 Sports Chat Live team. As well, and like I said earlier, this is completely optional. This isn't a must. But if you choose to, you can donate to the channel. Hashtag MJW62089 is the handle. It's the Cash App handle. You can also find that in my YouTube channel on the photo in the right-hand corner of my photo description. Hashtag MJW62089. Donations will go towards things such as artwork, better artwork for the background, cameras such as the GoPro Hero 9. You know what I mean? And as other equipment, new microphones, new everything. Donations will go towards whatever further show to make the show and the quality of the show better. So if you want to make a donation to the show, I mean, even if you don't want to make a donation to the show because, you know, as in part for me to buy equipment, etc., if you just want to make a donation just because you like the show in general, etc., and like what I'm doing, hashtag MJW62089. There goes the link right there on the bottom. If you want to make a donation to the show, donations are greatly appreciated. But if you won't want to make a donation, hey, I'm not going to eat your lunch for it. You know what I mean? Times are hard. You know what I mean? We're still in the middle of a pandemic. I understand it. You know what I mean? So do your boy a favor. If you don't want to make a donation, that's fine. Just be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and share my videos, please. But once again, before I move on to the next topic, if you want to donate to the channel, hashtag MJW62089 is the handle right there on the bottom of the screen. You can also find that on my YouTube channel in the far right corner of my photo description. And it will allow you, instead of having to go into the app itself, it will just allow you to scan whatever you want to donate. So, quick, easy step. All right, and before we move on to our next topic, we are going to take another short break. I will be back in a moment. All right, and we are back. Oh, yeah. Serenity, baby. But once again, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. This is 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. We are covering multiple topics across NBA, NFL, MMA, boxing, etc. Now, I don't have any boxing news in here today. I did try to scrounge and see what I can find. Nothing really too interesting going on right now in the boxing world. I mean, other than obviously Pacquiao Spence coming up, I will be doing a preview show for that here eventually, etc. But like in terms of like today, any new news today, there was really nothing, too sexy on there for me to want to, nothing that I could sink my teeth into. I mean, so there is no boxing today. We do have MMA news, like I said earlier, at the beginning of the show. But we're going to keep it in NFL news right now. Excuse me. Whoa! Sorry about that. Damn, Nature called, though. You got to answer, right? As you see in the caption, Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive coordinator Todd Bowles, the best defense coordinator in all of football right now. And there is no debate about that, unless your name is Wade Phillips. But he is not signed to anybody right now. So, with that being said, Todd Bowles is the top defensive coordinator in the league right now. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just gave him a 3-year extension to show him his worth. And it still makes him, he's still the highest paid defense coordinator of the year. I looked up the salary; it's still flat, $4 million a year. So he gets another 3-year extension, 12 years added to his contract. 12 million added to his contract. He deserves it. You know what I mean? There's no doubt that Todd Bowles has deserved it. What he has done with that Tampa defense, and in general throughout his career with defenses, his track record speaks for itself. And what he did to the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl all but solidified that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was going to lock him up for another few years while they have this core, this defense. Remember, Tampa Bay signed everybody back, especially on the defensive end. So you had to lock up the guy who's at the helm of this defensive core, and that's Todd Bowles. Because keep in mind, Todd Bowles was interviewing for other head coaching positions and other coaching positions to be a head coach again. Keep in mind, Todd Bowles was a head coach at one point in time for the New York Jets. So that was actually the last time the Jets were actually any decent. You know what I mean? Anything to even watch. They were watchable with Todd Bowles. You know what I mean? So, but the man deserves it. There's no doubt that Todd Bowles deserves his contract extension. What he did to the Kansas City Chiefs in that Super Bowl, that all but solidified it. And it's a smart move by Tampa. You don't want this guy walking out the door when you got everybody coming back. You don't want him to go coach another team, possibly having to face him and him, beating you and exposing what he knows about your team. You don't want that. So Tampa, making sure that they keep everybody. They are bringing back everybody, personnel-wise, player-wise. Everybody from that Super Bowl champion team is on the roster. All the big names anyway, from Todd Bowles to Ndamukong Suh, Devin White, Shaq Barrett, all of them. All of them are coming back. So this was a smart move by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to sign Todd Bowles to a 3-year extension. So hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like this move by the Buccaneers? Do you not like this move by the Buccaneers? And why I say do you not like this move by the Buccaneers, do you maybe wish the Buccaneers didn't sign him for another 3 years so that maybe you could see Todd Bowles get a head coaching position again somewhere else? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about the Bucs giving defense coordinator Todd Bowles the 3-year contract extension that he deserves. Or maybe you think he don't deserve it. And if you don't, I don't see how, what the hell, what you drinking on or sipping on, shit, smoking on, whatever. because he damn sure deserves it. But I want to know your opinion. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think, as well as let me know if you think that this will still benefit the Buccaneers bringing Todd Bowles back, being that they got all their pieces on the defensive end back on the field. As well as, do you think the Buccaneers, now that they have Todd Bowles back for 3 years, do you think the defense can improve more than what they have already been? Or do you think they've already hit their ceiling with that performance in the playoffs? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Moving on. Former 49er Kwon Alexander gets his birthday gift, re-signs with the Saints, with the New Orleans Saints on a 1-year, $3 million veteran minimums deal. And why I find this interesting, other than the fact that, hey, kudos to Kwon Alexander, happy birthday, especially, getting signed to a team on your birthday is obviously a pretty big deal. But why I find this interesting, because keep in mind, people, this guy was just making top linebacker money all but 2 seasons ago. But unfortunately, injuries and time off the field has riddled him getting that top linebacker pay again, which is why even at the young age of 26, 27, 28 years old, he's signing a veteran's minimum contract, when in essence he should still be signing big linebacker contracts. But much like I said with Kenny Golladay, if you can't stay on the field, can't expect to get paid. You know what I mean? So I like this move by the Saints, though. It definitely brings the familiarity of Kwon Alexander back. I think he's going to be a big, big piece of that defense, even more so than he was last year, because keep in mind, they got him in the middle of the season last year, if I'm not mistaken. So now with a full camp, now with a full training camp with the Saints, well, I don't want to say full because they started training camp a few weeks ago and he just got signed. But now that he's getting some reps in, he knows the defense, he knows the system, etc. I think this is a great fit for the Saints. I think it helps them out exponentially. And I honestly think Kwon Alexander, if he stays healthy, can get back to that top-tier linebacker level. I genuinely do believe that. But I want to know what you guys believe. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Kwon Alexander re-signing with the Saints. Do you think it's a good move for Kwon? Do you think it's a bad move for Kwon? Do you think it's a good move for the Saints? Do you think it's a bad move for the Saints? And most importantly, will Kwon Alexander stay healthy this year? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Make that a yes or a no. Will Kwon Alexander stay healthy for the New Orleans Saints this season? Put yes for yes. Put no for no in the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about Kwon Alexander re-signing with the Saints on a 1-year, $3 million veterans minimum. Do you think that Kwon Alexander can get back to that high level that he once was? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this topic. All right, moving on to our last bit of NFL news. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins will return to practice field on Thursday from the COVID-19 list. Now, keep in mind, Kirk Cousins himself did not contract the COVID-19 pandemic disease. But his newly added, backup quarterback, Kellen Mond, rookie quarterback, Kellen Mond, did contract the virus. And obviously, practicing together, Kirk Cousins was close by, which is why he ended up on the COVID-19 list. But thankfully, he didn't contract the disease himself, etc. He took the necessary steps to, remain secluded and away from people, etc. So now he can go back on the practice field and practice with his teammates, which is obviously a good thing, especially for the Vikings. Because the last thing you want is your starting quarterback to go down and have to miss practice, preseason, reps, any type of reps, thanks to COVID-19 and being sick. Because then you got to keep in mind, too, that even if even after they get sick, their bodies are not going to be the same. I said the same thing about Cam Newton. When he came off the COVID-19 list, you could easily tell Cam wasn't the same player as he was before he went on the COVID list. That took a toll on his body, took a toll on his conditioning. And they tell you that. So fortunately, Kirk Cousins didn't contract the COVID-19 pandemic disease. You know what I mean? And he will be allowed to go back on the field with his teammates tomorrow. Now, hopefully, Kellen Mond can get better and hopefully get vaccinated or take the steps necessary, even if he doesn't feel like he should be vaccinated, to just nurse himself back to health and hopefully don't have to deal with another coronavirus, positive test. You know what I mean? But Kirk Cousins returns to the practice field on Thursday from the COVID-19 list. You know what I mean? It's a good thing for Minnesota fans. If you're a Minnesota fan out there, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this. You guys ready to see Captain Kirk get back on the field, you know what I mean, and practice with his team? You know what I mean? Are you guys happy that he didn't contract the disease? You know what I mean? Which you should be. I'm pretty sure all your answers would be yes, etc. But either way, hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. I will say this about Kirk Cousins, man. They're gonna have some weapons this year. This team, I think the Vikings are gonna be a team to watch. You know what I mean? They got a 3-headed monster in that receiving corps with Irv Smith Jr., Justin Jefferson, and Adam Thielen. And you got to count Dalvin Cook. It's going to be a team to watch for sure. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Kirk Cousins returning to practice. Do you guys think that him returning to practice so soon is a good thing? Do you guys think him returning to practice is a bad thing so soon? I mean, do you think he should have took more time to maybe make sure he wasn't sick, etc.? Me personally, I think he took the right amount of time that he needed. He wasn't contracted with it. He still quarantined for about a good 3-4 days. I think he took the necessary steps available. Hit the comment section. Let me know if you agree with me or not. All right, and that's the end of our football news for today, and we are going to move on to MMA news. But before we hit MMA news, I'm going to go on a short break, and I'll be back. All right, we are back. And as I said before we went on a short break, we are now into the topic of MMA news. And man, do we have some pretty stellar news and MMA news, especially UFC news for you. I'm really liking this whole segment. I'm not even going to lie. This is the best part of the whole show for me today. Is talking about these upcoming fights, man. I'm excited. Yeah. Oh, overexcited, man. Overexcited. All right. Well. Look what we have here. You see the caption. Former Strikeforce and UFC middleweight champion Luke Rockhold is making his return to the octagon. And it's looking like they are setting him up. Man, they're throwing him in hellfire and brimstone off the gate. The talk is UFC is trying to put together, well, they've already agreed to the fight. Luke Rockhold and Sean Strickland. Mind you, Sean Strickland just fought over the weekend and defeated Uriah Hall in a dominant 5-round domination. But Luke Rockhold and Sean Strickland are on a collision course for a fight in November. They're trying to work it for that UFC 268 card in November. I'm excited for this fight. And here's why. For the simple fact is, one, Luke Rockhold's making his return. You know what I mean? Luke's always been an interesting fighter. Excuse me, to say the least. Highly skilled fighter. The issue with Rockhold is he's chinny. And what do you mean? What do you mean, Marcus, by chinny? That means when this hits this, usually Luke Rockhold goes down and out. Unfortunately. And that's what I mean by chinny. I mean, he's not known for really taking a punch. His punch resistance or his punch or his kick resistance, whatever, his shot to the face resistance. When he gets hit in the jaw, his shot resistance isn't that great. He's not known for taking a shot too well. If you look at what Michael Bisping did to him, if you look at what Jan Blachowicz did to him, put him out cold, laid him stiff. So this is a dangerous fight already to come back into for Luke Rockhold. But this is why I like Luke Rockhold, because he's no bitch. He'll fight anybody, even off of a layoff. He'll come in and fight one of the best. And Sean Strickland is one of the best middleweights out there. So I really, really like this fight. I really do. I'm excited to see Rockhold get back in there. I'm excited to see how he looks. Like I said, Luke Rockhold has always been an extremely talented MMA fighter. Extremely talented. Like, he's very versatile. Very, very versatile. He can do literally everything you'd want him to do in that octagon. He can strike. He can wrestle, Muay Thai, anything. Luke Rockhold is one of the most versatile fighters you've ever seen in MMA, period. His downfall is he can't take a clean shot. His body just goes. It just happens. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's not the case against Sean Strickland. I hope we see a good fight. I want this fight to kind of last a little bit instead of being over fast, like a couple of Rockhold's last previous fights. I'm hoping that his chin and his body holds up. I mean, but I'm really excited for this fight, man. UFC 268 is going to be lit. They're putting Rockhold versus Strickland, Chandler versus Gaethje. Oh, my God. MMA gods are just answering my prayers this year. Just like, oh, my heart is just blossoming through this computer screen. Like, man, I am so excited for these fights, especially at UFC 268. I hope this gets put on that card. We are looking at it. UFC 268 is looking like it's going to be one of the best cards put together, period, in UFC history. If they're keeping it up with the quality of fights that they're talking about putting on this card. And one could say, oh, well, usually UFC does a pretty good job of doing that anyway. Yeah, they do, but when you can get quality like this fight, I don't know if it's going to be on the main card or not, but if it's on the undercard, this is a main card quality fight that might end up on the prelims or on the undercard or whatever. This is a main card fight. I hope they put it on the main card. I would assume they would, being that Rockhold is still a name. But I'm really excited for this fight. I hope it comes together at UFC 268 so we can have Rockhold versus Strickland, Gaethje versus Chandler, so on and so forth, and whatever else terrific fights they're going to add to that card. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Luke Rockhold making his return to the octagon. Do you guys think that Luke Rockhold is going to be successful in his return to the octagon? Or do you guys think that when he comes back, it's going to be the same old results as his last couple previous fights where he's been laid out stiff and Sean Strickland is going to walk away with his hand raised? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this fight and how you feel. Do you like this fight on paper? Do you not like this fight on paper? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about Luke Rockhold versus Sean Strickland being in the works to be put on the UFC 268 card. I'm excited. I hope it gets put on that card. This card is going to be fucking lit! Woo! Do it again. Woo! It's going to be lit, baby. I can't wait for the UFC 268. That's sad because we've already got some good UFC pay-per-views coming up, including this week's pay-per-view coming up between Derek Lewis and Cyril Gane. But man, with the announcement of these fights that they're trying to put on UFC 268, this might be my favorite card of the entire year. Easily. But hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about Luke Rockhold making his return to the octagon. Are you guys happy to see Luke back? You guys like, nah, not so much because you think he's washed? Do you think, all right, so this is a question I'm going to ask. Do you guys think Luke Rockhold still has something left in the tank, or do you think Luke Rockhold is washed? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Put tank for still got some left in the tank. Put wash for wash if you think his career's done and he should stay retired or stay away from the octagon and just officially retire. I want to know your opinion in the comment section. Hit up the comment box. Let me know what you guys think. Gotta loosen up. Man, I'm so fucking excited for that fight. All right, moving on to other UFC news. Another fight that's now official. Former lightweight champion Rafael dos Anjos is set to face Islam Makhachev at UFC 267. This is another good fight, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm excited for. I mean, you got the veteran Dos Anjos, the former champ, still a very credible fighter, but this guy, Islam Makhachev, he's the real deal, people. He's the real deal. No doubt about this guy. He has that appeal and the skill to possibly be the next Khabib Nurmagomedov. Honestly, I won't say the next Khabib because there's only one Khabib. But in terms of basically like Khabib, when he started off, people liked Khabib, but eventually over time, people grew to love Khabib. I see this kid as being that guy. I mean, it's just something about him. He has a mystique about him that screams star. He just does. His fighting style, everything. Just screams star. Just screams star. So I'm really liking this for the UFC 267 card. And I honestly think Makhachev is gonna beat up Dos Anjos pretty good. Dos Anjos, like, I don't know. Like, he's still a credible fighter, but he's still a very credible fighter, but he's getting up there in age. He's not what he once was. Guys have figured out his fight style. He's just not what he once was before. And I think the youth and the strength of Makhachev is going to rule the day versus Dos Anjos. But either way, this is still a top-tier fight. This is a fight that, in all honesty, the winner of this fight could be looking at a title shot. Because that's how they're pushing Makhachev, too. Excuse me. That's how they're pushing Makhachev. Oh, Jesus Christ, these fucking hiccups. All right. Now, back to what I was saying before I was so rudely hiccup interrupted. Now, Makhachev, he's got star written all over it. And I think if he can knock off those anjos, I think maybe he'll get the winner out of Covington and Usman too. The welterweight division is a mess right now, quite honestly. We don't know who the hell is going to end up being a number one contender by the time this thing is through. We really don't. All we know for sure is, Kobe and Kamaru's fighting again for the belt, and that's it. After that, the welterweight division is a mess. Who do you give the title shot to? Do you give it to Leon Edwards? Do you give it to Chiesa? Who do you give it to? Do you give it to Makhachev if he beats Dos Anjos? This welterweight division is a hot mess, to say the least. But this is another fight I'm really looking forward to. I'm interested to see how Makhachev does against a savvy veteran like Dos Anjos. And I'm also willing to see if Dos Anjos might have some magic still left in the tank or magic still left in the wand and might pull off the upset. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this fight between Rafael Dos Anjos and Islam Makhachev. Who do you guys have winning? Do you have Dos Anjos winning by submission, knockout, or decision? You have Makhachev winning by decision, knockout, or submission. Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this fight. And are you excited about this fight? Is this a fight that you look forward to seeing? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. All right, and before we move on to our next topic, I'm going to take a short break, and I'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Oh, man. Once again, this is 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you did already, share my videos, share the channel, let people know if you have friends, family, etc. who love sports, who like to talk about sports all day, etc., who likes to break down sports topics, put them onto this channel, share my videos with them, and hopefully they'll subscribe and join the team. All right, we're going to move on. Former UFC bantamweight champion Cody Garbrandt has decided to move his talents down to the flyweight division and challenge flyweight contender Kai Kara-France in a flyweight bout. The move comes after Garbrandt last lost to Rob Font a few months ago in his return to bantamweight, and basically it knocked him out of the rankings. Well, he wasn't even in the rankings, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't in the rankings, so it just knocked him down the bantamweight totem pole even more. And obviously Garbrandt made a decision, you know what, maybe I should cut weight and go down to a whole new weight class, see how I feel, and try to see if I can get a belt down there as well and become a 2-division champion. Me personally, I think it's a good move from Cody. He's already a small bantamweight. I've always thought he was a little guy for bantamweight. So the move down to flyweight actually benefits him because now he's going to be coming in as the bigger guy. Also, if he were to get past Kai Kara-France, this puts him in a conversation to set up for a possible title shot. Now, make no mistake, Kai Kara-France is no joke. He's legit in his own right. So this is not going to be just some step in the octagon, tune-up, flyweight debut for Cody. No, he's going up against a real legitimate contender. This is not going to be no walk in the park, I assure you. This is going to be a fight. And on top of that, in my opinion, I think Kai Kara-France is going to beat Cody Garbrandt. And the reason why is the same thing that I said about Luke Rockhold. If you hit Garbrandt the right way, he can't take a shot. And that's living proof. TJ Dillashaw exposed that. He don't got a chin. He can't take a shot. I mean, so in all honesty, I think this is a good move, though, from Cody. I think he should move down to flyweight because I think this is perfect for him because now he gets to come in as the bigger guy as opposed to being at bantamweight fighting guys who are either his size or bigger than him. You know what I mean? So I like the move from Cody to go down to flyweight. Do I like the selection and fight? I mean, yeah, for the simple fact is no love. He's shown that he's a real fighter. He'll fight anybody. This isn't no walk in the park. This isn't some, like Sean O'Malley fighting Chris Moutinho, a nobody, even though obviously Moutinho was a late replacement, but still. You know what I mean? Kai Kara-France is a legitimate contender. So I like the move down though to flyweight for Cody. Do I think it's going to benefit him? It remains to be seen. I think it could. I'm not going to say 100% it will, but I think it could. I think it could benefit Cody. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Cody Garbrandt moving down to flyweight to fight Kai Kara-France in his debut. Do you think Cody's going to be successful in his debut, or do you think Kai Kara-France will get the upper hand and welcome Cody the wrong way into the flyweight division by handing him a loss in his flyweight debut? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. And do you guys like this fight for Cody and for Kara-France? Do you like this fight as a whole? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about Cody Garbrandt fighting Kai Kara-France down at flyweight in his flyweight debut. And to our last UFC MMA topic of the day. First flyweight women's champion, Nico Montano, has been cut from the UFC. The reason why Montano was cut from the UFC is because the last time she fought, she missed weight last week when she was supposed to fight. She missed it by 7 pounds. She's had a history of missing weight having bad weight cuts, sicknesses over weight cuts, visa issues, having problems, getting to the fights, etc. She's had in the last 2 or 3 years 7 fights fall through due to weight cut issues and not being able to show up because of illness, because of the weight cut. It's just unfortunate because it's obvious she's having issues. I don't know if she's having issues with just weight in general or just making the flyweight division. Now, granted, her last fight was a bantamweight, but she still came in heavy. So what that tells me is one or two things. Either Montano is having weight issues in general, like as a human being, and she's like can't stop eating certain foods and it's blowing her up, or maybe she's just too big for those weight classes in flyweight and bantamweight and needs to move up to featherweight. Be that as it may, she has been cut from the UFC promotion, but I do expect her, being that she's a fighter and a known fighter, to sign with another promotion, to maybe sign with one championship, Bellator. I'm sure Bellator will hop on that real quick. You know what I mean? Especially being she's a former champion. She has a name. It is worth to note that she did lose her last fight, her last active fight that she fought to Juliana Pena in 2019. She hasn't fought since 2019. And she was scheduled to fight last week, but she missed weight, which is why the fight got canceled, which led to her getting cut by the UFC. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this move by the UFC. Do you think it was a good move? Do you think it was the wrong move? You know what I mean? Me personally, I think it was the right move. The girl can't make weight. She can't fulfill her contractual obligations to show up for the fight. Why should you have a job? That's like me saying, that's like me at work. If I go to work, but I'm showing up to work 2 hours late every single day. And then when I get there, I'm like, oh yeah, I feel sick. I can't do dishes today. Well, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose my job. And that's exactly what happened to Nico, unfortunately. So hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that the UFC made the right move by cutting Montano? And do you think that Montano will end up in another promotion, preferably Bellator? Do you think she'll end up under the Bellator promotion? And do you think she will get her weight issues in control? Or do you think she'll just end up retiring from MMA outright, citing these weight issues and health issues of her doing these drastic weight cuts, and it's making her sick that she might just retire and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about the first flyweight women's champion in UFC history, Nico Montano, getting cut by the promotion. And do you think she can resurrect her career, or do you think her career is over? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this topic. And we are going to go on another short break, and I will be right back shortly. All right, and we are back. This is 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Show your support. The love and support is greatly appreciated. Once again, as I said, I say it in my shows all the time. I'm trying to build this bad boy to be something special. I want this to be one of the best sports shows out there on YouTube, etc., etc., etc. Your support is greatly appreciated and accepted. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you like my videos, if you like my content. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. The support is greatly appreciated. As well as I said earlier in the show, if you want to make a donation to the channel, donation ticker is right there. Hashtag MJW62089 is the link. You can also find that link in the bottom right corner of my YouTube photo in the background of my description. If you want to make a donation to the show, once again, it's completely optional. But if you want to make a donation to the show, feel free to go ahead if you choose to. And like I showcased earlier, excuse me in the show, donations will go towards items such as the GoPro Hero Black 9. I mean, equipment, better camera equipment, better background equipment, anything to help make the show better. That's what your donations will be used for. You know what I mean? To make this show better. I mean, to make the experience for the viewer better than what it is now. So if you want to make a donation to the show, hashtag MJW62089 is the link. Once again, if you want to make a donation to the show, it's completely optional. You do not have to. But donate. If you want to make a donation, hashtag MJW62089. You see it on the bottom ticker there. Like I said, donations will go towards better cameras, better artwork, better everything. And before we get out of here today, I have some breaking news coming out of the NBA world. We're going back to basketball before we close today's show out. It is being reported by ESPN.com that the Washington Wizards are going to acquire Brooklyn Nets point guard / shooting guard Spencer Dinwiddie via sign and trade. I like this move for the Wizards. It's obvious. They lost Russell Westbrook. They ended up getting Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, and Contavious Caldwell-Pope in return for Russell Westbrook in that trade with the Lakers. They need a legitimate guy who can run point and maybe even give you some shooting option. And Spencer Dinwiddie fills that void. Now, it is worth to note that Spencer Dinwiddie is coming off a torn ACL. And sometimes, not all the times, but sometimes when players come off a significant injury like that, they're not usually the same. So this is going to be an interesting person and topic to keep a hold of in the NBA season and monitor is how will Spencer Dinwiddie's health keep up with him in his new regime with the Washington Wizards. But I like the deal for the Wizards. They get a legitimate two guard. I mean, a young two guard who they can build around. I think Spencer Dinwiddie has the potential to be a top guard in this league. I mean, you've seen the potential before Kyrie and KD and Harden got to the Nets that he had with him and Karis LeVert running the Nets offense. He has a lot of upside, and that's why the Washington Wizards are making that move. So I like the move by the Washington Wizards. I like it a lot. You know what I mean? So that's breaking news coming out of NBA. The Washington Wizards are going to acquire Spencer Dinwiddie from the Brooklyn Nets via sign and trade. I don't have all the details of what the Nets will be getting back in return for Spencer Dinwiddie. I'm pretty sure it'll probably be some swap picks, something like that, maybe a player, etc. We don't know yet. I mean, this is just being reported. So I'll most likely have an update for you on tomorrow's show about Spencer Dinwiddie and the trades of the Washington Wizards. But hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this breaking news about the Wizards acquiring Spencer Dinwiddie from the Brooklyn Nets. Do you think it's a good move? Do you think it's a bad move, being that Spencer Dinwiddie is just coming off a torn ACL? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this move. And in the next part of this caption, this will be the last topic that we talk about for today's show. And it's actually a really feel-good one. I really, when I saw this topic, I said, you know, I got to talk about it. Ex-All-Star LaMarcus Aldridge is eyeing an NBA return. Now, for those of you guys who follow basketball know that LaMarcus Aldridge was on the San Antonio Spurs for the last, 4 or 5 years. And obviously, you know, there wasn't much success there. It didn't work out with Popovich. Eventually, he ended up, you know, buying out his contract and signing with the Brooklyn Nets. Well, when he signed with the Brooklyn Nets, LaMarcus Aldridge was looking like the LaMarcus Aldridge is old. He was crashing the paint, hitting mid-range shots. He looked like LaMarcus Aldridge. He didn't look like a washed-up vet. And then he retired unexpectedly because he's had heart issues his entire NBA career. And according to his doctors at that point in time, basically if he didn't like take a break at least, the issues he was having with his heart was only going to get worse. You know what I mean? So it's apparent that LaMarcus Aldridge, whatever health issues he was having with his heart or whatever health issues it was, he was having severe health issues. It's apparent that he has obviously gotten it taken care of to the point, or manageable to the point where he feels like he can play ball again. And I like it. I've always been a fan of LaMarcus Aldridge. I think he's one of the better players of this generation, more than one of the more underrated, underappreciated players of this generation. And I would love to see him back in the NBA. I would love to see him try to get another run at it and try to compete for a championship. I would love it, especially with his health issues. This would be a really feel-good story for him to come back into the league with. You know what I mean? Not saying that this is what he wants, is his story to be the main reason why people give him attention. No, he wants his play. Excuse me. The proof of the fact that he can still play in this game to be the reason why people will start talking about him again. But you can't help but admire that given his health issues, this is a gutsy move. This is a gutsy move, especially for a guy with heart complications. You're asking a 35, 36-year-old man to run up and down the court for 72 to 82 games a season, maybe 25. He's going to see limited minutes now that he's older. But even for 20, 25 minutes, that can take a toll on an older person with health issues body. So the fact that he's willing to come out of retirement and play ball again because he feels like his health is under control, I gotta give him a hand for that, man. That takes guts. That takes courage. Because I don't think there's too many ex-players that would want to risk that, especially knowing they have some type of heart condition or some type of issues with their health that could severely lapse during a season. But I like it. This is going to definitely if he does make a return to the NBA and he gets signed, this is going to probably be the feel-good story of the NBA season, especially if he can produce at a pretty high level still. If he can produce at an exceptional, I'll say exceptional, at an exceptional level, this will be the story of the NBA season, about how LaMarcus Aldridge came back from a life-threatening heart condition to come back and play NBA basketball, and the icing on the cake would be for him to win a championship. That would be definitely the feel-good story of the NBA, the new NBA season in 2021-2022. But I want you guys to hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about LaMarcus Aldridge eyeing a return to the NBA. Do you think it's a good move citing his health? Do you think it's a bad move citing his health? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. As well as, if he does return to the NBA, who would you like to see LaMarcus Aldridge sign with? Would you like to see him re-sign back with the Brooklyn Nets? Would you like to see him maybe go to a different team? The Lakers will sign him, I guarantee it. So hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think it's a safe move for him to come back? Do you guys think it's not so safe? And if he does come back, what team do you want to see LaMarcus Aldridge sign to? And what team do you think gives him the best chance to win a championship? The Lakers, if they mess right with that team. If they fuck around and get LaMarcus Aldridge and he can come off the bench and produce even 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, maybe a block, the Lakers are going to be stacked. And I guarantee that's who he's going to go to. I'm calling it now on the show. LaMarcus Aldridge, if he goes back to the NBA, the Lakers will scoop him up. I'm guaranteeing it. Tell me I'm wrong. Look at the track record with who they just signed. All their vets can make out a retirement squad. So it would not be far-fetched to see the Lakers make a move and try to get LaMarcus Aldridge, especially if they can get rid of Marc Gasol or just add depth and just add depth to that 5-position period or the 4 position. It would not surprise me if LaMarcus Aldridge ends up on the Los Angeles Lakers if he comes back to the NBA. But I want to know what you guys think. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think LaMarcus Aldridge will return to the NBA? And if he does, who do you want to see him go to? And do you agree with me that most likely if LaMarcus Aldridge comes back to the NBA, guaranteed the Los Angeles Lakers will be the team to sign him? That's my opinion. I want to know you guys' opinion. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about LaMarcus Aldridge eyeing an NBA return. And who do you want to see him sign with? And do you agree with me, in my opinion and in my belief, that if he does say, yeah, I'm coming to have a retirement, that the Los Angeles Lakers will be the ones to sign him? Hit the comment section and let me know what you guys think. And if you don't think the Lakers will be the ones to sign him, what team do you think will sign LaMarcus Aldridge and gives him and puts him in the best position possible to compete and win a championship? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think about this topic. I tell you guys, man, I tell you, it would not surprise me if the Lakers went and made that move. They still have some room. They still have some question marks at the 4, too, being that Markieff Morris just left for the Heat. So they can fit LaMarcus injured. I'm guaranteeing it. You heard it here first. If LaMarcus Aldridge comes back to the NBA, he will be a Los Angeles Laker. You heard it here first on 717 Sports Chat Live with your host, Marcus J. If LaMarcus Aldridge returns to the NBA, he will be a Los Angeles Laker. I am booking it right now. Book it! Book it! Book it! I'm calling it. I'm calling the shot right now. Aldridge, Lakers. Poof! I'm telling you. Mark my words. You heard it here first. Remember me when it happens. Remember me when it happens. You got a comment in the comment section. Book it. Facebook user, you have to give StreamYard's permission to showcase your name. It is on the bottom of the description link. But yes, book it! That's right. You heard it here first. LaMarcus Aldridge, eyeing an NBA return. He will be a Los Angeles Laker. I'm telling you right now, he will be a Laker. Book it. He will be. You can't tell me I'm wrong. When you look at the moves the Lakers just made in Trevor Ariza, 30-plus years of age, Kent Bazemore, 30-plus years of age, Dwight Howard, 30-plus years of age, Carmelo Anthony, 30-plus years of age. They're a fucking retirement squad. So why not add another retiree to the squad? It makes sense. It makes sense if you ask me. It makes sense. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think my opinion of the Los Angeles Lakers signing LaMarcus Aldridge, if he does come back, do you think that's going to happen, or do you think I'm wrong? Do you think he'll end up on another team? Hit the comment section. I want to know what you guys think. Keep in mind that before LaMarcus Aldridge was traded to the San Antonio Spurs, there was heavy talks about him being traded to the Lakers back in that point in time. So it's not far-fetched to see if he were to come back to the NBA, him suit up in a Los Angeles Lakers jersey. It would not. It would not. It would not surprise me at all. But I want to know what you guys think. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about LaMarcus Aldridge eyeing an NBA return. And if he does return, who would you like to see him play for if he doesn't re-sign to the Brooklyn Nets? Who would you guys like to see him play for, and who do you think he will play for? Who do you think gives LaMarcus Aldridge, the best chance to compete and win the championship right now if he comes back and plays in the 2021-22 season? Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Now, we are going to wrap up today's show right now. I appreciate anybody who stopped by to view, anybody who commented. Now, I will say this. As you see in my comment section, it says Facebook user book it. I made a post about this on my Facebook before, and I'm going to tell it on the show now. If you want to leave a comment in the comment section, you have to give StreamYard's permission. And if you're a Facebook user, Facebook users, you have to give StreamYard's permission in order to showcase your name. The permission and the link for that is in the description when I post about the channel, about the show going live. You can find it in the description of my post for the show going live, for my broadcast post. That's how Facebook users can get permission to showcase their name in a comment on the comment section. If you don't give StreamYard's permission, well, you're going to see Facebook user, and I'm going to see Facebook user, and I'm not going to see who's commenting. So, just to let you know, if you are on Facebook and you're watching this on Facebook and you want to make a comment into the show, you have to go into the description of the stream, into my description. On the bottom of the description, you will see it, a link that says give permission. I give permission to StreamYards via Facebook. It shows it right there in the description. So Facebook users, if you want to make a comment, you got to hit the permission link on the bottom of the description. But all right, you guys, we're going to wrap it up. This is another episode of 717 Sports Chat Live. I'm your host, Marcus J., and I'm out of here today. I want to wish everybody in the 717 and abroad, whether you're from the 717 or you're not, a blessed evening. Stay safe out there. Be well, and I will catch you guys tomorrow evening, 5:30 to 7:30.